All right, so I'm out in the workshop here and I'm going to try and make some pencil boxes out of this old molding I have. I've never made anything like that before, so basically just playing around with it. And I want to cut some 45 with the saw here. In order to do that, I want to use the miter gauge, but the miter gauge that comes with this saw is really not good at all. It's kind of disappointing, actually. So you just slide this open here, and the miter gauge is inside of this little storage caddy. So I got the miter gauge, extra brake, got the blade guard, which I don't really use, I just because it has a riving knife. So I'm going to try to improve this miter gauge. I had a old cast iron Craftsman that came with a pretty decent miter gauge, and what I did is I put a block of wood on the front of it here. So this has some slots where you can do that. The other miter gauge I had was, I think it was cast aluminum, and it had holes through the back. Actually, I think it had slots on the top, but they were also all the way through. So it's pretty easy to put this piece of wood on. And when I sold that saw, I sold the miter gauge with it. This is actually the same piece of wood, but what I did is I just ripped on this side, and then I ripped on this side to give some nice flush faces. This is just a 2x4 that I had cut down. So you can see kind of what I did here already. I'm going to take this off from the bar so that these slots here will slide in over here, and then the bar will be installed underneath. So let's see if I can, I don't think I can unscrew this one-handed. So basically I'm going to unscrew this here, and then I'm going to take this off here. So I'll pause the video and I'll be right back to show this disassembled. Okay, so here's the pieces here. This was, here I'll flip it over. So I'm just taking this off. This screw here was right there, and this one goes in here. So I'm just going to take this, slide it over here. So all I did was I just marked this out, and then I measured up to here with my combination square over there, and then measured the distance between the holes, between the slots. So this is just going to slide over here. This is flush right there with that, and that's where the bar is going to install. This, I don't know, I'd like to torque those down, but there's really no way to get at those unless I were to drill holes in the back of this, but I'm not going to do that. So this bar is going to go on here, and it's going to slide down this way. So I'll pause the video after I get this on here, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, I don't know how well this is going to work out. It's kind of rattly. This piece of wood is on here pretty loose, but let's see how it... Yeah, I might have to tighten that down. I got too much play in here. So, well, let's just bring it over to the table saw, but I'm going to have to tighten that down and improve that, but I'll show you what I'm trying to do here. Might not work out too well. So this is tight. It's my little extra support for my workpiece. yeah, I'm going to tighten this up, and hopefully I'll come back with this thing nice and tight. So I think I got this tight enough. I did figure out that I don't have to remove the angle adjustment knob there. Once you remove this screw, this thing just flops around. Got my finger stuck in there. So I'm just going to slide this on. I think it's pretty snug now. And I will attempt to show you that. So it slides on there, and there's really not much play to it anymore at all. I'm going the wrong way. I'm upside down here. Righty tighty. There we go. So it should be nice and square and solid. So the slop you see here is from the miter track and the miter bar and the miter track here. So that came out pretty nice, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. Probably should have used a little bit thicker of a sacrificial fence here, but at least now I'll have a mark exactly where I'm going to be cutting, which is what I was looking for. And then I can measure over here to my workpiece. So now I'm going to know exactly where I'm cutting. With the blade straight up and down, it's not a big deal, but when I put the 45 on here, it's not as easy to know exactly where you're cutting. So anyway, that's a quick little video on how I improved the miter gauge with the SawStop Jobsite saw. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.